Well, hello everybody, welcome to another Platform 32 live stream. Today's live stream is a first for me. This is going to be the first time I can hear myself. This is going to be the first time I've interviewed a developer live while playing their game on a live stream. So yeah, who knows what's going to happen, it's all live. I've done a couple of tests, the audio's not great, but it's going to be like a Skype video chat over the top of me playing the game. I don't think when we start the Skype chat, I think the audio of the game might get lost. I think when I do Skype, then it kills all the rest of the sound on my desktop. So what I'm going to be doing is playing through the game first. The game is called Velocity. I'll explain a little bit more about it in a minute. And then I'll give the developer James Marsden a ring on Skype, and I'll be asking him questions and taking your questions as well. We've got Futurlab videos watching, so it should be fun. Dean, get your wings. Oh, nice advert before the video, cursed advert. I love the adverts. They give me monies to make the streams. So yes, before we start anything, here's my name. My name is Ian Higton, and today I'm going to be interviewing James Marsden, the Managing Director of Futurlab. Now, as usual, please follow me on Twitter. Ian Higton is my personal Twitter. Platform32, the show name. Please follow Platform32 for the show updates, and all the Ian updates follow Ian Higton. Now, we're speaking to, today, James Marsden, the Managing Director of Futurlab. You can follow James on Twitter at Recurve, that's R-E-C-U-R-V. And you can follow his company Futurlab for any Velocity updates or any developments on any new games they're doing, whatever they're up to next. Futurlab, that's Futurlab, but make sure you miss out the E. So yeah, follow me, Platform32, follow James, follow Futurlab, follow everyone. Now, Velocity is a PSP Minis game, and it's the follow-on to Coconut Dodge, which was Futurlab's first game. Coconut Dodge was a smash hit around the world. It was like one of the most popular PSP Minis. It won, I think, the PlayStation Award for Best Mini Game or something. And Velocity is following in its footsteps incredibly well. It's been getting some rave reviews. Now hopefully you'll be able to read this. I've got the Metacritic page up, and so far it's got 90 out of 100, which is pretty freaking amazing for a game that is free to some people. If you're a PlayStation Plus member, it's free. If you buy it, I'm not sure actually how much it is to buy. I'll have to ask James about that, but I think it's only £4 max, I think, probably, and the amount of stuff that's in the game is amazing. It's kept me busy for ages. I've got Uncharted on my Vita, and I actually haven't touched it since I had Velocity given to me as a review code. It's actually the only game I play on my Vita at the moment, even though I've completed it already. As you can see here, if you can read it, I don't know, it might be quite small, but we've got 100 out of 100 from PS Focus. This is one of the best minis I've ever played. It's fun, the gameplay is good, atmosphere is great. The 6-axis, 100. I love this game. Play UK, Velocity is great. Eurogamer Italy, Velocity is a fresh gaming experience that everyone should play. Basically, if you've got a Vita, you've got a PSP, if you've got a PS3, it's really recommended that you get this game, not only to support indie publishers and innovation in the gaming industry, basically, but also because it's a bloody good game. Here it is on my Vita. It looks really good on the Vita. There you go. I think it was built with the handhelds in mind, so when it's upscaled on the PlayStation 3, the graphics aren't as sharp and stuff, but it looks awesome on the Vita, and great for playing on trains when going to gaming events. I can totally vouch for that. So let's get the game up and running anyway, if I can. Sorry, I've got lots of control pads and things I need to sort out. Okay. And hopefully, okay, here we go. The game's just loading now. Hopefully. Here we go. So yeah, it's a minis game. It's a sci-fi based top-down shooter, but it's got a crazy teleporting mechanic, which is really cool. Yeah, there's so much in the game. I've opened up the flight computer here, but there's a lot of these things you unlock through secrets and stuff. But there's missions here. There's secret missions with all you unlock all these secret missions. There's like thousands of trophies that you can unlock. There's a little calculator you can play on. There's Minesweeper games. There's all loads of different hidden things. One of the developers I spoke to, Robin Jubber, when I interviewed them for my Velocity feature, which if you haven't seen, you should totally watch. Check out my previous videos. He said it was like a game with some of the most Easter eggs in like ever or something. Quick look at people watching. Pasky Boy says, "Hey everyone, Dean, get your wings. I'd like a Vita. We'll definitely get one next year. If you've got a PlayStation 3, get this game as well. You don't need to just get a Vita for it." I don't even have a PSP, but I'm still watching this because it's Ian Higton, says Chaos Knight. Thank you, man. Dean, get your wings. I remember this game. It's brilliant. Turn the volume back up if it does in the mixer. I've tried a lot of that, Dean, get your wings. Honestly, the audio's shocking. I'm trying this stuff out for the very first time, so this is baby steps, but hopefully will be. It'll be something I can work on and get these live stream interviews down like really good. But this is the very first one. James has been very kind to agree to do it and be my guinea pig, as it were. Futurlab Video says, "I am watching. Show us your skills, Ian." And people say that the PS Vita is rubbish. Do you agree? Oh, I like the PS Vita. It's got an amazing screen. The only thing that I'd say is it's too expensive. I think a lot of people will be put off by its price and the lack of games at the moment. There's not too many games. Or as usual, please let me know if you can hear the audio of the game alright. But what I'm going to be doing is playing through a few of the early levels first, just to get you show you what the game, how the game starts off. It's got a great learning curve. It shows you as the levels go on. It introduces different game mechanics. There's teleporting. There's long form teleporting where you can place markers and go back to them, and then you can scroll the screen. This is scroll boost here. You can control how fast the screen scrolls. Use R to activate scroll boost. Get used to how it feels. You're going to be using it a lot. So basically, the screen normally scrolls this speed, which helps when you're teleporting around. But if you want to speed up and stuff, a quick press of the R button, you hold it down, and it shoots it along. So if you get used to the buttons and the teleporting, you can actually zip through this game really fast. It feels really cool teleporting from point to point and stuff. Piloting the Quark Jet, that's the spaceship, is the Quark Jet. Use the directional buttons or analog stick to navigate. The Quark Jet is strong enough to hit into walls and not take any damage. And it is. You can hit the walls, so you don't have to worry about colliding with walls. Stranded survivors, rescue survivors by collecting survivor pods. These little blue things are the survivor pods. They're like little stasis booths floating in space. Because what the story is behind this game is that a black hole is sucking in this huge space station, I think that's right, and you play Lieutenant Kaitana, who's in charge of this experimental warp drive jet, and her task is to collect all these survivors as the ruins of this space station is being sucked into the black hole. I think that's it. James can clarify when I'm speaking to him. We'll be buying at some point, although I'm poor at these type of games. But because Futurlab are great and the music sounds brilliant, done by the guy who did Killzone music, isn't it? Yes, that's right. It is. It's done by James Marsden, the managing director, worked with Joris de Man, who did the Killzone composing. I think James made the original tracks and then Joris added all like the high-class magic to them, but the audio is really cool. Keep your ship low on the screen when you're boosting, you'll be able to see where you're going easier. So this is the very first level, it's a training level. Just gets you to grips with boosting and flying through. Time is limited, see how quickly you can reach the exit. There's 3 different types of levels. There's kind of like puzzly levels, there's shoot 'em up levels, and then there's speed levels. it's not just a one-trick pony. There's a lot of stuff going on here. A lot of gameplay switch-ups to keep you interested, and they mix speed ones and like survivor pickup ones and stuff. There you go. That's a nice short, quick level, just to teach you how to boost and stuff. I like the preview video you made for this game. Got me interested in the game, says MVG Matt. Cheers. Well, it is very good. There was also a video I made called "How to Get a Job in the Gaming Industry," which where I spoke to James and Kirsty and Robin from Futurlab. And they were talking about how a good way to get your foot into the door if you're developing games. So you should also check that out as well. It's got some more footage of the game. I'll be playing this game for about an hour. In fact, I should be Skyping James pretty soon. Here we go, I'm just demonstrating the teleport now. You hold down the circle, oh no, it's the square button, and it moves this little cursor around, and then your ship will teleport to wherever that cursor is. So all these walls you can't get through, so you have to teleport across them. This is where the cool stuff comes in, because you get enemy ships shooting at you, you get turrets shooting at you, so if you're good with the if you're good with your teleporter, you can like dodge the bullets by teleporting past them. There'll be groups of enemies, you can teleport into the centre of them and take them all out from the inside. And like I said before, there's tons of secrets. There's levels where you could come close to the edge of the screen like I'm doing here, and you could teleport off to the right, and if you saw a little gap you could teleport in there, and there might be a little pickup which will unlock an extra bonus level. So it's all good. It's complete this level. Yeah, it's a really fun, addictive game, and the reviews it's been getting have been awesome. Feel free to log on to Google or something, type in Velocity Review, and you'll see I'm not the only one raving about this game. See what other people are saying. Yeah, our Futurlab video is answering about, yes, Joris the Man, the Killzone composer, and N+. Composer co-wrote and produced with me. He took my musical ideas and made it sound amaze. So yes, he's definitely. I wish that Platform32 gets better than Machinima, says Chunker123. Well, I think that'll be a little while before that happens. Right, I'll play one more level. This will show about the weapons packs, and then I'll give James a call on Skype. We'll see if we can hear him. Pay attention to the music and the sound now, because like I said, when I Skype James, it probably won't. You probably won't be able to hear the game. Here's some of the bad guys, the alien scavengers, Zetacrons, I think they're called. Interestingly, the Zetacrons, their name was Take On. Their name was. There was Futurlab did a competition where they asked their fans to name the bad guys, basically. So Zetacron is a user-submitted name that they decided to include in the game. I have a feeling that the actual name of the game was also something that users suggested. Possibly. Game looks good. I watched the How to Get a Job in Games video you put up. They seem like a nice bunch of people. They're a very nice bunch of people. There's a very big games development scene in Brighton where they're based. And, I went out drinking with them all and met loads of games developers and stuff. There's a huge scene down there. If you're into games developing, you probably want to. Oh shit! You probably want to. One day, I boosted too hard. I didn't pay attention to the notes. That if you're boosting, stay at the bottom of the screen. There you go. I could teleport into the middle of them and take them out like that. You got health packs, so teleport into the middle, blah, 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 blah. Take them out from the inside. You can take them out from the outside as well if you want. But yeah, as the levels go on, they get harder and harder. More and more stuff's introduced, and you soon have to get really accurate with your teleporting and stuff. The way that the levels are made as well, they're pretty short, they're very pick up and play, so it's great for short bursts on the train, waiting for a bus or whatever. Fagurta says, "Hey, I love you, have my children." I can't have your children, I'm not a woman and I lack a womb, but I may be I'll take it as a compliment anyway. Ian, keep up the good work. You do the best reviews. Thank you very much. Futurlab video. We ran a comp to name the game. Yeah, a chap named Spider N Man was one of the guys who suggested Velocity. That's his real name. That's amazing. I think I read about that guy in a paper. But yes. Anyway, let's try it. Let's see if we can get James up. James, if you can mute your YouTube stream now, I'm going to give you a call and see if we can get this working. Let me just put my headphones on. I'm going to have to wear these big headphones now so I can hear what James is saying.
Hello.
Hello, James. How are you doing? You okay?
Good, thanks.
Cool, cool. If any viewers, if you guys can let me know if you can hear James or not, that would be perfect. I'm not getting a video feed from you, James. If is there a little video button you can press? There he is. Okay, right. Let me get James up on screen and give us a wave, James.
Hello.
Hi. So yes, this is James Marsden, the managing director of Futurlab. All the way from Brighton with a cup of tea, is it?
Cup of coffee.
Cup of coffee. Yeah, I've got one of them as well. So yeah, we've you've been watching this this stream so far. Is there anything you want to I've missed out that you want to mention?
No, I think you're doing pretty well.
Cool, cool. So I'm just going to play through the game. I'm going to play some later levels and stuff, and we'll just have a chat. If anyone wants to ask James some questions, feel free to stick them in the chat box, and I'll pose them to James, or he can probably read them himself and answer them. Looking forward to doing speed runs in this game. There's quite a few speed run levels, aren't there, in this game? And also
every 5 levels.
Okay, and the faster you do games, you get medals and stuff. Is that right?
3 different ways we grade the player.
Mm-hmm.
One's on speed. On how many survivors they manage to rescue.
Yeah.
And then one's on points.
Okay.
And each different aspect rewards with XP.
Cool. Someone's just asked I've turned the volume thing up, so let me know if you guys can hear James a bit better. Now I've done that.
Can you hear me now?
Hopefully, let us know how James's audio is. James have my children. Someone's asking if you'll have the children. I don't think James has a womb either.
Yeah. I'm not a woman either.
No, unfortunately. So guys, if anyone watching, if you can let us know if you can hear James when he speaks again. So James, if you could tell us a little bit about how Joris DeMann got involved with the game.
Okay. So I'd spent about a year working on the music, driving my girlfriend mad in the evenings, and I got it as good as I can possibly get it. I've kind of bedroom music since university. As we were working on the game, it dawned on us that this was actually becoming a better game than we initially thought it would be. And I really wanted the music to be as incredible as possible, and I knew that my own skills wouldn't kind of, you know, hit the money, if you producers about working on it, and but nothing really happened. And I just thought I'd previously met Joris because he actually lives in Brighton, and he's a big fan of Street Fighter, so we used to beat the crap out of each other in Street Fighter.
Okay.
And I just kind of said, we've got a small amount of budget. Here's my tracks. Would you be interested in doing, kind of making them great on an indie budget? And to our delight, he said yes. So I sent my tracks over, and I sent the stems, which are the individual audio files. And he just sent them back, and they just sounded, 10 times better.
Cool.
So we're delighted.
Awesome. Someone's asked, when did you decide you wanted to make games, and why? That's from Pasky Boy. Sorry.
Okay. I didn't see that one. This game is out now. I just can't get released.
Yeah, the game is out now. Yes. I should have. Hold on. I should actually do this quickly if this is the right one. So we're playing Velocity. It's by Futurlab. It's published by Futurlab. It's a PS Mini, and it's out now on PS. It's the PS Minis. You can get it. You can still get it free if you're a PlayStation Plus member.
Until the end of the month.
Until the end of the month. If you're a PlayStation Plus member, you can get this game for free. Do you know how much it is UK price?
$3.99.
$3.99 on the UK, so that's
cheaper than a Happy Meal.
Yeah, that's awesome, and this will make you happier than a Happy Meal, and less likely to die of a heart attack.
Yeah,
allegedly. Oh, what I'm doing here is flinging bombs. With the circle button, you can hold it down and then choose what direction to fling the bombs. There's lots of puzzle elements that come along with that anyway. But yeah, anyway, sorry. How did you get into games development, and why did you want to?
Why did I want to? So I obviously of the age where I spent a lot of time playing games when I was young. I had a Super Nintendo and a Mega Drive, and that's all I used to do. And then when an arcade opened in our hometown in Nailsworth in Stroud, I spent all of my time and all of my pocket money in the arcades, much to the disappointment of my family. But I never really considered working in the industry because I was no good at maths. And I heard from people that if you're no good at maths, you'll never work in the games industry, because back then it was all about being a programmer. There was no such thing as a game designer. And then I didn't really know what I was going to do, and fell into an art degree, a fine art foundation course after school, and then did a fine art degree, and all the time, that's when the PlayStation came out, and I got completely hooked on Wipeout, Resident Evil, and those kind of games. And then when university ended, I was sort of fine art degree, and so rather than doing like painting and sculpture and things, I did time-based media, which was like interactive sound installations and video art and things like that. But all of my artwork was all about providing experience for people.
Okay.
And one of the tutors said this is more like a game than a piece of art, and I just realised then that that's my calling, really.
So there was no real training in games art. You just kind of found your way towards it. It just almost fate brought you that way.
When I finished university, I knew that the industry had kind of grown into a bit of a behemoth, and it was really hard to get into. And I was a fine art graduate, which is basically unemployable.
A bit like a media degree like I've got.
But it's actually, I'll talk about that and talk about the fine art degree in a bit, because it's actually incredibly valuable. I thought that's when Flash games were just starting to become popular. And there's a company called Curb, based in Brighton, who back then they were doing like the best stuff in Flash. Mind-blowing stuff in the browser. And I thought maybe if I can learn Flash games, then I can. That's a kind of lower barrier to entry. So I'll do that, and then maybe I can jump ladders. So that's how I got into it.
So do you self-teach yourself Flash? Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was working at a cinema
Mm.
after I'd finished university in the bar. So there was a bar in the cinema, and I used to, when the films were on, it was deadly quiet.
Yeah.
Nothing to do. I just devoured Flash books.
Awesome.
So I read every Flash book I could get my hands on, and practice programming. And then when I moved to Brighton, because that's where Curb were,
Yeah.
I got myself a job in an internet startup, and just worked there for a year. And then my boss decided to emigrate to Russia with my wages
Nice.
because he met a lady out there.
Oh, okay.
But we'd spent a year building up a client base, and so I thought, well, I can either go and get another job, or we can just use the client. So we did that.
Fair enough.
So Futurlab kind of happened by accident. I'm very glad it did.
Yeah, it's incredibly successful now. The two games you've released have all pretty much had like amazing critical acclaim, especially seeing as minis exactly the highly looked, it's not the most highly respected platform, I guess, but like, because a lot of the games are very kind of simple.
There are a couple of gems.
There are a couple of good games, but if you look at your games compared to a lot of the review scores of the other ones, I think yours are pretty near the top.
Thanks very much.
No problems. Oh, here we go. We've had some more questions in. Let me just scroll down. Oh, there's lots of questions. I apologise for skipping any questions. There are several unique ideas and mechanics in Velocity. This is from Jeremy Lamont. Did you have loads of them and whittle them down to a final set? How did you decide what Velocity should ultimately be?
Good question. Okay, so Velocity started out when we finished Coconut Dodge, and we saw people playing the Maze Master mode in Coconut Dodge over and over and over and over and getting hooked, and not really caring about the rest of the game, but just loving the Maze Master. I just kind of saw that as to take what we'd accidentally done there and build another game around that core mechanic of just twitch moving. So very just the fact of holding moving a direction and then letting go of the button again. And I'm a big sci-fi nut. Can't get enough of anything science fiction. Hadn't really been done since Flash, as I remember.
Yeah.
When you're running around and chucking telepods around, and using it to complete the game and things like that. And I thought, wouldn't it be able to shoot them up with teleportation? And so then it just kind of came to me that instead of dashing in with turbo mode, Coconut Dodge, you could hold the same button and do the same motion but fly through the wall. And I'd read a few books on game design. The thing that really stuck in my mind was this idea of the toy. If you can find a toy that makes the player feel powerful and fun, that is fun to use without any kind of challenge applied to that toy, then you've got really solid foundations. And so that became the toy. That was the game. The fact that you could teleport through walls has not been done before makes the player feel powerful. And then everything else kind of grew from that. So bomb flinging is just an extension of the same mechanic. You're just using a different button.
That's what I'm doing there, bomb flinging there, just to demonstrate it.
Yeah. So what I imagined was you'd be zooming through a level, and you'd see these switches on either side of the level.
Like that one. Yeah.
And you have to fling a bomb either side.
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing about Maze Master mode is in Coconut Dodge is the fact that it's all based on rhythmical structures, which makes it really addictive and immersive and kind of hypnotic to play. So right from the beginning, thought if we can have this teleporting mechanic where we can jump through walls and then also have bomb flinging to give that technical aspect, then we've got something that's definitely going to be fun. Before we'd even written a line of code, we knew that was going to be the case. And then the long form teleport took a bit longer to develop. Just getting the language for the player right. So for a long time we didn't have which you have to hit.
Oh yes.
We didn't have that for ages. Like we were working on the game for a year and we didn't have that.
Yeah, I found that really useful actually. The little reticule on. I'll show you guys watching the long form teleport in a sec, because that's something that's we've not been showing. Yeah, I love flinging them bombs.
Yeah, the fact that you can teleport like you just did then, teleport above some glass and then fling bombs downwards is just an awesome feeling.
Yeah, there's a couple of levels later on in the game where you have to fling a bomb below and it goes right off the screen, and it takes a little while because it's going all the way down, and then it hits a switch and unlocks it for you. So it took a little while to work that out, work that little puzzle bit out.
I'm glad you worked it out.
So yeah, but
so I think that people have commented loads on the learning curve about how intuitive or how smooth the learning curve is.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Is this in the comments on this video? Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
Sorry. So I'm missing a lot of the questions because I'm deep into playing this game. But if you could talk about the learning curve, that'd be great.
So we've answered one question.
Yeah. Is there a question you want to pick? That was quite far down.
Will there be an official follow-up to Coconut Dodge? Hopefully, one day. We've got great ideas for it, for a sequel.
Yeah.
It's just finding the time and the money to make it happen.
There's can I mention the coconuts in space?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, there's actually a little secret level in this game which you can unlock, and it's pretty much Coconut Dodge in space, isn't it?
Space coconuts, yeah.
Space coconuts. So if you want more Coconut Dodge, and you can't be bothered to wait for the sequel, you can pick this up and unlock coconuts in space, and yeah. Coconuts floating through space, and it's the maze mode, really, isn't it, in space?
Yeah, yeah, it's just the maze mode. And what does it mean to self-publish a PS Mini? Do you get special freedom or control over the content? Pretty much. So self-publishing means that you cover all the costs yourself, and you have to do all your own marketing and localization, which means getting all the text translated. And for minis, the kind of approval process is pretty lax, I would say.
Yeah.
So to self-publish on PS3 or PSP or now Vita, your game has to be doing something pretty special. There are quite stringent approval processes in place. So it's quite hard for developers to get on there if they've not got an experience on publishing games before, which is why Minis is a really good platform for independent developers because the application process is pretty simple, and as you'll see there's quite a few games on Minis that are quite frankly shit. So Sony aren't really bothered about that. As long as the game actually runs and doesn't break the device, you can publish pretty much anything on there. But a lot of people have kind of steered away from it because of iOS. I think it's a mistake, personally.
Yeah. No. Well, I've got to this level now, which is it's a good level for showing off the switches and the long form teleport and stuff. So, so long form teleport allows you to place a what would you call it? What do you place? Like a
It's a telepod.
It's a telepod, which you can return to at any point by looking on the map screen. So when the screen flashes blue, like it just does there, you press triangle, you can drop a telepod, and then with the L1 button, you can bring up a map. It shows the whole of the game level. As you can see, in the middle is a number 3. That's red switch number 3. So we need to explore the level, find the first, second, and third red switches, and activate them in order by shooting them to clear that red force field. That's right, isn't it?
That's perfect.
Cool. So as we fly up here, there's switch 4 of the green one. Just bomb fling into these side. There's green 2 and green 1. And at the very top is a ultra laser power up and number 3. You see I shot number 3 by accident and that said it was the wrong order. If I shoot them in the wrong order it resets it and you have to do the whole sequence again, I do believe. So as you can see, that one bouncing up and down, this is what James was talking about earlier, about the icon showing, the reticule showing you what order to shoot them all in. And the little circle, I'm moving over these blue blobs. Those blue blobs are the telepods. So I want to go to, if I go back to the bottom one, instantly teleport back down to the bottom one, and then I can fly up the left because I saw that was where the switch number 1 for the green was. So bomb fling on that one, and then teleport back down and head up the right hand side. Bomb fling on that one, up to the top to number 3, teleport back down just below number 4, shoot that, and then I can teleport in here, and it's opened up it's opened up switch number 2 on the red one. Now, it sounds quite complicated me saying that, but it's actually quite simple, and once you get going, you can end up getting really quick and swapping backwards and forwards from the long form teleports and the short form teleports, and getting up a really good rhythm with it, and you can keep coming back to these and trying to beat your personal time and stuff. So it's pretty cool. FTGR22 says, I subbed. I love this live stream. Thank you very much for subbing. Anyone else who's not subbed to this channel, please sub to this channel, and also sub to Futurlab Video. Is that right?
Yes.
Yes. Also sub to Futurlab Video for their videos. What does it take to get a PS Mini working on Vita if it wasn't designed for it? Do you have a special insight into the delay for porting some games to the Vita? It's another one from Jeremy Lamont.
So if you create a game on PSP, it runs automatically on Vita through an emulator. So there's no work involved at all. Unfortunately, Velocity doesn't run on Vita in the US yet because it's in a list of approvals, which SCA, or SCA, I think they call themselves, Sony Computer Entertainment America.
Yeah.
They've got a long list of games they need to approve, and they haven't got to Velocity yet. But it runs beautifully on Vita in Europe, and we didn't have to do anything extra to get it working. Hope that answers that question.
Cool. And there was a question from Pasky Boy. He mentioned you mentioned good books that you read about Flash. I guess that is. Any you recommend or?
That's a good question. I'll post in the comments afterwards some good books for Flash.
Cool.
But any by Friends of Ed. I used to read a lot of Friends of Ed books.
Right.
Flash game programming demystified and things
Awesome. I'm just working on the yellow switches now. Nearly. There we go. So I've unlocked red switch number 1, so I can hit that. Teleport to that one and jump in here, shoot red switch number 2, and then teleport back down to the bottom to shoot 3 and unlock the big red force field. So
I've got a question here.
Okay,
what games inspired you? I also hear everything about maths, yet I've already created a few games without any knowledge in maths. Coding is completely different to maths. I totally agree. Programming is about logic and solving problems, which I'm actually pretty good at. So I make a living when I'm not making games out of doing Flash programming, and I got pretty good at it because I can solve problems. But back when I was at school, game programming, or the games industry is basically run by programmers, and they needed to shift all sorts of polygons around the screen and things like that, and that requires a lot of maths knowledge.
I beg you to do more Dragon's Dogma gameplay, please. That'll be a later live stream. This one's about Velocity. Backyard Gaming says, Senior Higgers! I know that guy. He's called Will. Velocity is a very ambitious mini, almost too big for the mini's platform. What are your plans for expanding on it? Any plans for a full PSN project with the Velocity idea?
Where's that one?
That's from Ophalis1.
Okay. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, Velocity is a bit big for minis. We actually took it around to publishers before we self-published, thinking this is a bigger game in concept and scope, hoping to get a for the look of the game. So it's quite limited in terms of the amount of different types of backgrounds you get. So we wanted to kind of, it was in a state where it wasn't quite a mini, but it wasn't quite a PSN title either. And we thought maybe if we can get some money from a publisher, we can make it into a full PSN title. But we came along at the wrong time. Vita hadn't been. So we're pitching for a Vita game, basically. Right. And but when we were pitching it, Vita hadn't been released yet. Publishers we spoke to didn't know how Vita was going to sell, and they'd already spent their money on games that they were prepared to risk on that new platform. Plan for this year was basically to build a get a meta score, which we now got, which is
pretty good meta score at the moment.
And then go back to the publishers and say, look, see, this is a game worth backing.
Yeah.
and so that's what we're pursuing at the moment. But I can't really talk about that, I'm afraid.
No, that's
You have to
fine.
wait.
I like surprises. This is a good one here. How long did it take to program Velocity? Was it
We started it just after releasing Coconut Dodge in May 2010. So it was Coconut Dodge's, well, it's Clarence's second birthday yesterday.
Clarence, that's the crab, isn't it?
Yeah, the crab in Coconut Dodge. So we started programming Velocity as soon as Coconut Dodge. One chap called Robin sole programmer on the whole project.
Yeah.
And he, because we were working on other things, we were working on Flash projects to like pay the rent and fund of this. We couldn't give full attention to it, so Robin was just that's the main reason there are absolutely tons of special features.
Yeah.
Because so all the unlockables and bonus levels and things like that, and the calculator and the flight. They were all Robin's ideas, whilst we were busy on stuff. So we'd have a look at the build on the next morning after we'd done a coding session, and there'd just be new stuff appearing that he just because we couldn't afford an artist.
Yeah.
He'd just be coding stuff.
Well, I love the fact that there's so many hidden things. I tweeted out the other day that I just managed to find some secret trophies and stuff. I think, I love the fact that even though I've completed it, there's still stuff to find lurking around. It's cool. So, and Robin is Robin Jubber, the Supreme Technical Overlord, who I also interviewed in the. That's right, yeah. That's his job title, right? I also interviewed him. So, oh, okay. He self-titled himself. No ego there then.
No, not at all.
Have we got any more questions? Already subbed to Futurlab, says Dean Get Your Wings, so that's good. Are the controls easy to master for Velocity? I can answer that one. Yes, they are. It took me It took me about half an hour to get to grips with the short form teleporting. I think I've played this one already. No, it kind of becomes second nature. Was it muscle memory you mentioned a while ago?
Yeah.
After a while, it becomes second nature, setting the little teleport reticule to a certain place and jumping in and out of situations.
Do you want to do a speed level?
Yeah. For some reason, they've not unlocked.
You should be able to still play them.
Oh, okay.
Because you've got a cheat.
Yes, I have, but I think I turned the game off, and I think it's cancelled the cheat because my XP's down to low again. There is some speed levels earlier on. Is that Lave? Level 10.
Yeah.
Cameron's View. Okay, sweet. I think I've done that one. Let's do one I've not done. Let's do Lave. Is what does the green? There's the lightning's teleport. There's a speed run.
Yeah.
And then the green one is.
Hostile forces.
Hostile forces. So not only will I be having to do a speed run, I'll also be having to dodge the Zetacrons. So did I pronounce that right?
Yes.
Zetacrons. Okay, cool. There's been a lot of British PSP Mini developers who are finding success. Futurlab, Laughing Jackal, Dako, etc. What's in the water over there?
We're just a creative country. Music's really hot in Britain as well.
Yeah. Here we go. I'm going to try and get through this one. Yeah. cinema is always a good one.
I think it's because it's such bad weather here. We just stay in and kind of mull over stuff.
Yeah. Oh God, I crushed myself. I was too hefty on the boost. I'm trying to get. See, one thing is that it's slightly hard to get used to switching between platforms. It's not taking me too long. I'm used to the size of the PS Vita with the buttons, and then the PlayStation joypad slightly smaller. Getting the fling on. Oh, nearly crushed myself again.
Yeah, it's almost just slightly. It feels like a different game, doesn't it? When you pick up the PS3 controller for the first time.
Yeah.
After playing on Vita or PSP, it feels very different. It doesn't take long to get used to it.
There you go, zipped through that one. I only got silver though. What do? I missed one survivor, but I did it in enough time, I think. Are there any hidden things in Velocity like on Fez? Do you mean like there might be some kind of alternate reality aspects, maybe? I don't know.
There's some bits.
But
you have to look for them though. We're not going to give that away.
No, I didn't think that'd be a good idea. No, there's definitely a lot to discover in this game. You're not going to turn it on and play the main game and then think, oh, that's it. There's a lot of little hidden bits. There's even little in some of the hidden levels that you can unlock. There's 2-player challenges and stuff like that, where you can.
I think there's 3 2-player games.
Yeah, there's.
Hidden.
I won't mention any of them either, but there's a lot of little 2-player games to 2 or 3 to unlock, which is always nice. Can you give any early sneak peek whispers at any new projects on Futurlab, or is that all hush hush?
All I can say is that we've got things cooking.
Cool. I mean, you guys, this is only just released for you guys, so you're still wanting to push this on,
still trying to get people to see this game. So the review scores have been great, but we need people to tell their friends.
Yeah.
And share the videos and things like that, because the big publishers have got millions to spend on advertising campaigns and things like that, and we've got nothing. So it's all about word of mouth, and we need your support, folks.
Totally, I agree.
So we answer the questions then, because they're getting ignored.
Oh yeah. If you can see some that we've missed, go through and.
So I'm going to go through from the bottom.
Yeah.
Whilst you play.
Go for it. Bit of bomb flinging.
So someone says nice retro music with a more twist. Wish I knew what software they used to make it all. Most of it was done inside the computer. I used a Virus TI to do the main lead sounds, and I used Logic Pro as the arrangement tool on a Mac. Joe, Joris, he uses Sonar and a bunch of software plugins as well. And I forget the name of the. He added those soaring lead sounds, which bring a load of character to the tracks, and I can't remember what the software is there, but I'll post back.
Cool.
What else we got? Will there be a separate music release on somewhere like iTunes? Yes, there will.
There will. Oh, awesome.
We're working on that.
The Fez soundtrack's been selling really well. It's been very
Fez
popular.
Soundtrack, great.
As a bedroom composer and stuff, you were a big fan of the Fez soundtrack?
Yeah. So we had a launch party last week to celebrate the launch of Velocity, and the playlist consisted of the Fez soundtrack and the Velocity soundtrack.
Nice.
And it just looped round, and it's great. Yeah, I've been listening to the Fez soundtrack all day today. James, PSMinis.com forum members want to know, when is Kai in a two-piece artwork coming? It's not. The main character is based on what James Cameron and Ridley Scott started with Ripley.
Oh, right.
The unsexualized. So you will never see her in a two-piece, I'm afraid. So you've got to put that out of your head. When does the game get released? It's out now.
Yep, it sure is. Go into PSN store and search for Velocity.
If you go to all games and then minis, it's currently there featured.
Cool. And can't get it in the US at the moment, is that right? Is that what
you can get it in the US for PSP and PS3, but it'll be a while before it comes out on Beta.
Okay.
Are there any ideas you prototyped into Velocity that eventually didn't work or had to be taken out? We had this thing where you could drop bombs in free space and they just stay there, and then you could hold a button to detonate them afterwards. And that was just one too many mechanics. And I was told by Kirsty on repeated times that it had to be taken out, and I ignored her. Until visited EA, and they said, "You should take this out." I was like, "Okay." And I got proven wrong. You. Wipeout and Street Fighter 2 and Flatback. But Wipeout and Street Fighter are the two biggest inspirations for this game. Just the fact that they take you to a level of Zen Twitch experience that you can't really get on. And they're fun right from the beginning for anyone. So you can just mash buttons on Street Fighter and have fun, or you can be incredibly skilled at Street Fighter and have fun. And that's what we tried to do with Velocity. I teach myself Java. I taught myself PHP, ActionScript, JavaScript, a tiny bit of C#. HTML and things and CSS, but ultimately I realised that I wasn't going to be a programmer, and I'm better at kind of coming up with ideas and managing the creative vision through a project than I am programming. So I found an excellent programmer to work with in Robin.
You can see him speaking about the game in the Velocity feature I did. If you want to know more about the game and some more insights, and also meet Kirsty. She's in that feature as well. Kirsty's level designer, is that right?
Yeah. Kirsty designed the learning curve essentially. So because I'd been playing the game for about a year, and I was very aware of the top end of skill in the game, what levels needed to do in order to allow players to exercise that skill. I dealt with that kind of second half of the game
Hmm.
mainly. And Kirsty came in and started designing levels a bit later in production. And she's designed games for all different types of game formats, so FPS and racing games and so action games and puzzle games and all sorts of different types of games. And she's got a lot more experience than I have in terms of knowing what a new player needs as they come to it for the first time. So she was able to get into the head of the new player and design all those early levels and hold your hand really well. So she's totally to thank for all the the nice comments we've had about the learning curve.
Cool. Oh,
Which game that's already been released would you like to remake or do your own version of? Spy vs Spy?
That was,
love that game.
Yeah, that was awesome. Did they try and do a remake a while back that was flopped, or am I imagining it? I might be imagining it.
I don't think they actually stuck to what Spy vs Spy was about. Tried to do some 3D weird thing.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
It needs to be 2D, crazy 4-player action at the same time. Any games that I'm looking forward to? Our next game.
The secret one.
Yeah. Smaller platforms like browser games, PS Minis, Xbox Live Indie and casual and free-to-play seem to be getting bigger and bigger. Why do you think it is? What is the future of bite-sized games? Did you mean the market's getting bigger or the games are getting bigger?
I guess.
I'm assuming the market's getting bigger.
Yeah, I think they're definitely getting a lot more popularity and a lot more recognition. As far as I can see.
Partly it's because things like Facebook and just the internet is becoming more a part of people's lives, everyone's lives. So my mum uses Facebook and she plays Scrabble on Facebook, So whereas a few years ago the market for gamers was gamers, now the market for games is just literally everyone. So that's why there's absolutely tons and tons of new developments in that area. What do you think is the future of bite-sized games? Well, it depends for a casual market or hardcore market. I can't really talk about the casual market because we're not really interested. We're interested in the hardcore space. And I bought the very first PSP, the big brick.
Yeah.
Got it imported from Japan before Lexan got shut down, and I loved it, but I constantly monitored the amount of people complaining about the fact that the games that were made for it were basically cut down versions of AAA PS3 or PS2 games. They wanted pick up and can't put down portable games. So that's what we tried to do with this, really. We tried to take everything that's been established in the casual market in terms of short levels, addictive like incentives like achievements and medals and things like that, and a really gradual learning curve. And like Cut the Rope is one of the best learning curves I've seen. So I think the casual market's kind of shown the hardcore developers or game designers how to bring a player into your game in a really elegant way. So we thought we'll take what's been established in the casual space, but apply hardcore game mechanics. So we have short, tough levels that can challenge a player and give lots of replayability. So I would hope that the future gaming is games like Velocity. And that's what we're going to continue to make.
Oh crap.
What are your plans now that you've done this game? More games like this. You guys are awesome, thanks very much.
Oh, come on, don't crash. I think I'm just about to find a little secret area. Here we go. Pop in there. Oh, I think there was a secret in there, but I grabbed it already.
A question from BlackBear6969692000 says, do you think this is a hard? It's both. We tried really hard, and I think we've succeeded in making it a very accessible game. You can play it. You can get all the way through the game without a huge amount of skill, but it also supports an incredible amount of skill right from the very first level, in the same way that Street Fighter and Wipeout does, or Wipeout 2097. I think the series went slightly downhill after that one.
Oh crap! I died again. It's it's one of those games as well that you can get through, but then if you want to go back and like beat all the high scores, then it becomes really incredibly challenging. Getting your twitch reflexes down and stuff. Like I said earlier, I've completed it now, and I'm going through again and trying to perfect it and trying to get all the trying to beat the times and collect all the survivors and stuff. And when you're doing all the collections, trying to get all the times and stuff, then it becomes incredibly challenging, but also really rewarding once you've finally managed to get a perfect medal. There we go.
How many perfects you got now?
About 15 or so, I think.
Not bad.
Let's find out. Bring up my.
That's another question. Any plans to port it to PC? Looking at our options. That's all I can say on that. What is the process by which you were included in the US PS Plus promotion? Did you approach Sony or did they approach you? What do you think about the arrangement? Another good question. So whilst we were thinking this game is bigger than these, we spoke to our account manager and we said we'd love to take this to Vita, and one of the options the fund, Sony PlayStation Pub Fund, which is run out of America, and that's basically a pot of money that is given to pot of money given to developers to help them get their game to market. So Joe Danger secured the Pub Fund and managed to finish their game on that. So we went for that as well. And our account manager said, if you don't get that, plan B could be to get it on PS Plus, because we think it's a great game, and that will help you somewhat. So Sony pay you a chunk of cash to be on PS Plus, which helped us finish the game. So I think it's great. I think it's great for indie developers, because lots of people get to know about your game that wouldn't necessarily have known about it. And the developer gets some money to help with publishing costs or just to pay the rent, which is very helpful. Which mini developer do you believe be your biggest competition? I would say Mediatonic.
Mediatonic. What games have they made? Oh, it's probably best you don't say then.
No, they're great games. They made they made Who's That Flying, which is one of my favourite games on the platform, which is just a superb game, which you should also check out. They also did Monsters Probably Stole My Princess,
Okay.
which has a ton of polish, but I don't think it's their strongest game. And they also did 1,000 Tiny Wings, which I haven't played yet. Apologies. But their level of polish is astonishing. And we tried to kind of match their level of polish, and I don't think we quite met it. But I think we've set a bar on minis in other aspects like soundtrack and gameplay and innovation. But yeah, they're definitely our biggest competitors.
I've lost myself. What time is it? Oh, it's 9 o'clock. I think it's probably. If you see any more questions that you're dying to answer there.
There was one. How long is this live stream going on?
Well, not very much longer. But yeah, so you guys, I reckon you've probably got a pretty good idea of what to expect from this game now, watching me play and hearing James speak about it. So if I keep this live stream going for another 5 minutes, we'll take a couple more questions. If you've got a question you're dying to ask James, we've got 5 more minutes to do it, see if I can complete this level, and then we'll
Will this game make you rage?
There's been a couple of times trying to get gold on a speed run that I've been close to throwing my Vita out of the window, and I just missed that bloody bomb toss just by like a millisecond. But it's the good kind that makes you come straight back, like retry, that kind of Trials Evolution rage.
We had a review in the Independent newspaper recently, and they said mechanics are just the right side of maddening, which sums it up quite well.
Yeah, does. Ooh.
It's the thing that makes it really, really addictive, you know, because you know you can do it.
Yeah. It's not
so
your
keep
fault
playing.
when something goes. It's not the game's fault when something goes wrong. It's your fault, and you just like, oh, I got to do it properly, and oh, I've shot some in the wrong order.
Is piracy killing the games industry? No.
No.
That's another question. Do you think was the most innovative game in recent times? Portal 2 kicks ass.
It does. Did you the free? Because I think they did some free co-op levels or something that you could download recently, but no, I've not had a chance to. I heard you can make
your own as well. Is that right?
I think you can on the PC. There's some kind of mod thing you can do it that they've released, but my PC doesn't like running games yet. Graphics card. This level's there's a lot of teleporting involved in this one, back and forth. I think I'm getting it's the cool puzzle element that comes with the game. Where do I need to go up there to number 2?
With all the positive press so far, have you noticed a positive effect on sales? We don't know what the sales are like yet. We get our report in 2 weeks' time, so we've got our fingers crossed. Are we done then?
I guess so, unless any more questions have popped up. Finish this level quick. Here we go. Is there anything, anything you'd like to say about the game? You really want to get across to to my viewers, or just a simple buy it?
I'd like to say that I'm still playing it.
Yeah.
2 years on, I'm still playing. I still find it fun. I think the mechanics are really well balanced. It's good fun to just replay. Even though I've perfected every level now, I just enjoy the process of seeing how cool I can look in my ship, basically. So the level design is structured in a way to make you feel cool, make you feel powerful, and I think that's the real strength at the centre of the game. So I hope you believe us.
Yeah, oh, I hope my skills looked cool when I was playing it then. But yes, anyway, James, I'm going to let you go now and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you very much for being my live stream interview guinea pig and coming on and let me demo your game and stuff. It's been great talking to you. Thank you to everyone who's posed questions as well. It was hard for me to think of stuff to say while I was trying to teleport everywhere, so you made my job easier as well. But yeah, let me just, where is it?
Is this feed going to be available afterwards?
Yes, this feed will be available to watch. It normally takes, sometimes it takes an hour, sometimes it takes 5 minutes for it to process on YouTube, but the same link that I linked out will link to the archived stream as well. So yes, if you guys can't get enough Velocity and want to watch us play it again, keep coming back. Mongolian Ape says, am I late? A little bit. Just finishing up now, sorry dude, but the archive version will be on soon. So yes, thank you very much, James. I'll say goodbye to you, and then I'll bring up your Twitter stuff and get everyone to follow you on Twitter and stuff. But yeah, thanks for making a great game. Thanks to the rest of Futurlab as well. And yeah, hopefully speak to you soon about any new projects you're doing.
Okay, cool. Cheers, Ian.
Thank you very much. Bye. Okay, everybody, let me close that down and go that and remove my headset. So yes, that was James Marsden, the managing director of Futurlab, joining me to play their newest release game. It's a massive smash hit on the PSP Venetian market. You guys, if you've got a PlayStation 3, a PSP, or a Vita, you can play it on either or all. I played it on the Vita and the PS3. It's a great game, definitely pick it up. Very cheap, £4 in the UK and free up until the end of the month if you're a PlayStation Plus member, so there's absolutely no excuse not to grab it. So yes, if you want to follow James's Twitter, he's at Recurve, and then Futurlab, at Futurlab is the company that he runs and that made Velocity and Coconut Dodge. So please follow those guys on Twitter. Please follow me and Platform32, my show, on Twitter. I've got loads of stuff coming up. I've got lots of interviews. I went to London the other day. Got 3 interviews about 3 different games. I can say 2 of them now. Metro Last Light and Darksiders 2. Yesterday I went and quite randomly interviewed Goldie Looking Chain, the comedy rap masters, about gaming, and because they're quite into their gaming, they like their leisure time. So that one will be up soon as well. And yeah, I'm doing a special press event on Tuesday. I can't speak about that, but it should be pretty cool. So there's lots to look forward to on my show. There'll be more live streams coming up, which I'll schedule very soon. So make sure you subscribe, and my live streams will come up in your subscriptions feed. And yes, that's about it. Let's have a quick look at the comments. Thanks to both of you. I want a job in gaming, so Futurlab best anticipate my CV. Haha, that's from Dean Get Your Wings. MVG Matt, can you put the Twitter IDs up again? Koplawi! Need a sequel, James, says Walk Mile for you, indeed. And says, sorry Tom Tom, not sure what that's. I just got here. Tom Tom V5 just got here and he missed it. Sorry. Yes, it'll all be archived any minute now, hopefully, or in an hour or so. But yes, anyway, follow us guys on Twitter. Plenty more live streams coming, special guests and stuff, if I can find people who want to hang out with me. Yeah, so much more in the pipeline, so yeah, subscribe and keep sending your messages and comments, because I like to chat to you guys. So thank you very much. I've been not him, I've been him, and And I'm going to go now. Thank you very much for watching. Bye, Velocity. Bye. Bye, 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 bye. I need to press all these buttons to make it stop.